Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Striker with another episode of our Let's Try the Witness. And we're going to start off with a quick explanation of what's going on, and then I'm going to tell you why I am sorry. So, spoilers ahead, right? Okay, so basically, I want to check out what all these different other paths are, because there were three right at the beginning, and right off the bat, we went to the left and kind of just kept going. So, um, I just wanted to see what's going on. So obviously, yeah, not doing that. These shapes, haven't learned anything about them. So we'll come back here maybe later, hopefully, when we figure that out. This looks pretty simple. Split change, the colors are separate, right? You don't want the colors together. And, okay, well that's a little impossible to separate the colors. Because we used to do one color on one side, the other color on the other side, and that is definitely not what's happening here. So, we're going to figure something else out. And while I do that, I'm going to tell you a secret. This is a voiceover. You may even be able to hear my voice in the background. I could not figure out how to get that out without also having to... I don't know. There was really no... I couldn't figure it out. If you guys know how to do that, that'd be cool too. Real quickly here, though, I'm just going to explain that I did figure out, since these are bursts instead of squares, it is not that the colors have to be separated, it is that they have to be separated into pairs specifically. And, in addition to that, it is okay if two different colors are together as long as they are in pairs. So, I just want to be upfront with you guys. I don't want to be, I'll try and be sneaky about this not being the, I guess, first impressions of this episode for me, because I have already seen all of this stuff, and so you don't necessarily get my first impressions of these puzzles on this episode. I did fix the issue, and that is actually why this episode is like probably 12 hours, well, maybe not 12 hours, probably going to be like 8 hours late getting uploaded. So I apologize for that, and I'm also apologize if you guys don't like voiceovers. I personally don't like voiceovers. I will do my very best not to ever do them. But this is an exception, and there's just no way around this time. I was warned there could be issues with saves on the witness and not backing them up, and I just had not gotten into a good habit of backing up every time, so it didn't really make sense for me to go through all the way back up to this point so that you guys got to see me play through. But even then, at that point, like, it's still not my first impression. So again, I'm just going to be honest and upfront with you guys. I don't want to try and be sneaky or anything like that. But I will do my very best to avoid this in the future. I don't like doing voiceovers, and I'm assuming that people like watching them less, but hopefully that doesn't push you guys away. Hopefully you guys appreciate the honesty, because that is what I am about. So we will get back to what's actually happening here in the video, because there's been a few puzzles that I've worked through, and this one is, I think, the first one I actually kind of got stuck on. And that is because, as you've seen previously, I kind of explained the basic solution is that these bursts have to be in pairs. And so when there are 6 purples, you know that you have to separate the map into 3 different sections, which is kind of what I'm doing now. But I also have to get the oranges separated into pairs, but not necessarily apart from the purples, as I did there. So that was the tricky one for me. It did take a little bit of time. This one looks more complicated at a glance, but it's actually not. Yeah, it didn't even take a second try. Oh, jeez. I hope I don't have the hiccups. That's going to make for a very troubling video. Okay, so moving on from that, we get to another similar issue to the 6 purple, 4 orange, except now it's 8 orange. So we know for sure that we have to do this in 4 separate sections, and 2 of those sections have to have 2 purples in them. That's just the breakdown of this type of puzzle. So I think this was another one that gave me trouble too. It looks simple if you don't have to draw a contiguous line, but being that you do. The other thing I want to bring up is that structure ahead of us right there, I originally thought was the fort that had the hedge mazes, but on watching this right now, I don't think it actually is. I'm not sure because this was supposed to be an island and we have not crossed over any water. So maybe it's a different building. I'll have to look at the map on the ship because I'm pretty sure there may have been a structure on that map on that island. So I'll go take another look at that after I'm done getting this video uploaded, with my apologies that it took so long. I've really been trying to get consistent uploads, and the weekend just didn't end up getting me any extra videos, so I'm kind of had to record and upload, and then there was the issue with the microphone, and it's all bad. But it's fixed now. Also, I moved my recording area into another room, so I am hoping that that will help as well. So let me know, probably between this video and the next video. Obviously this video may have some issues because it's being voiced over, and so I'm not exactly sure how that goes, but let me know what you think about the voiceover actually as well in the comments. If you would like to leave some insights, it would be really helpful to me. If you're like, oh my gosh, terrible, please don't ever do it again, like that's fine too, like I understand that. Or if you're like, not that bad, I wouldn't mind that either. Like I don't want to do it, but it's nice to know that you guys wouldn't mind if I had to. So yeah, leave me something in the comments, that'd be great. Also, this one, not that hard. So this puzzle I originally was really concerned about because it technically, based on my math, you only need to have 2 sections because there's only 4 colors. 2 sections is fine. Obviously it didn't work out that way, I had to do 3, but you could have 3 different colors, so there's really no limit to how many colors you can have in a single area as long as there are pairs of that color. Okay. This one I know I got stuck on for a while. I'm actually thinking right now, I don't remember how I solved this one. This was a huge pain though. I remember this was a huge pain. And I tried quite a few things on this one. Yeah. And I'm already, you can tell, like I've already split the greens, I've split the purple, like I'm all over the place. Like I've completely got thrown for a loop, and it took me a while to recover because the biggest issue that I was running into is that area on the top, right where the puzzle ends. You can't use those 2 middle squares because you block the exit. So no matter if I go the top on either of those squares, I'm blocking myself. So I have to make 3 separate areas of orange without using the top line, basically. There's no way around that. And I'm really not sure where to even start with this. I mean, that's actually looks very close, but you're still leaving the 2 groups of purples and the 2 groups of oranges together, which obviously doesn't going to work. So between this being only 3 blocks wide and needing 3 separate areas, it is a challenge. So I even go back and check the other puzzles, but that reminds me, that whatever that is that I'm pointing at right now, it may be my render distance. It's possible it's my render distance, but while I was playing, I really thought that that was some kind of like statue or something you could get to. Actually, looking at it right now, it kind of just looks like the way they did the trunks of trees that are small, or a root or something maybe. But I thought that that was pretty cool. Also realizing right now, I don't know if there's enough of these puzzle boards to reach the cliffside, because it looks like that's where we're headed, is the other cliffside, which I was in the moment thinking, this is going to be great. I'm going to have a shortcut back to the hedge mazes, and I want to take the boat. It's going to be awesome. But you can kind of see how many puzzles are left when you're on top of the one you're working on. So I tried to do that and count them. Maybe it wasn't that time, but at one point I do. And I'm thinking, there's not really enough of these left to make this. So what do I do? Because I really was stuck on this so long, I just started looking around for the environment, and that'll come up again later. And that's kind of one of the hot tips. I don't know why I would say. I don't know if I'm experienced enough to say I have any hot tips on the witness, but that's one of the mechanics I've been using to kind of help out when I get stuck on something. As there are some puzzles that are useful to go back and check out things that have happened in the past. And so I do that from time to time. I'll even, especially when you're learning new things, like this line right here is kind of teaching this new mechanic. And so I find it is actually very helpful to step back on those this line of puzzles basically. And it progresses you in such a way that if you miss something, if you misunderstand something, sometimes just going back is helpful. And I think actually I'm really close to the answer. I remember. So another thing I do is right here. The line I have is actually correct. If this line went to the end, I'd be done. So I just redraw it the other direction, and it works. Perfect. Yeah, that was cool. I felt really good about that one after figuring it out, because it did take a while, and I enjoy that about the witness. There's some puzzles that are tough. The payoff is usually worthwhile, and that's really great, because I do enjoy the game, and I enjoy the payoff. When you finally figure it out, you're like, oh man, that was really awesome. I actually feel intelligent for figuring that out. That was a lot harder than it looked, and now we're at the end of nothing. And I'm like, what the heck was that for? And I even see there's the other platform there with no puzzles. And I'm just like, what the heck? Do I stand here for a while, looking around, thinking maybe I missed something, and talking about how that's probably the hedge maze fort or whatever. This area over here looks really cool. There's obviously a puzzle there. I'm thinking that maybe that wooden area is maybe a drawbridge, but it doesn't really look like a drawbridge. I'm not sure what it is. But I do notice that black pillar as definitely being something that's come up before. We saw one on a beach near the beginning of the game. And so it definitely has something. There's a recurring theme there. I'm not sure what it is yet, but I have noticed more than one at this point. Wasn't just a random thing. So keep an eye out for those, and I'm going to be doing the same. See if maybe there's some kind of pattern with where they're at, what they're around. I don't know. So yeah. There's one of those little puzzles. I can't get there because I don't know that rule, but yeah. Also, same thing here. Pathway, but no puzzles, so I'm not sure what's going on. And then the final pathway that we didn't go down right here leads to a really simple puzzle, actually. I can solve this one. It opens the door, and apparently it's timed. Crap. So now I'm thinking, I don't even know if I can make it all the way back before that time runs out. Even if I had all the puzzles done, because it's so far. So I obviously have to give it a shot. Like, if I can at least get to the puzzles, then I feel pretty good about it. Not a big deal. So I'm sprinting as fast as I can to get to this door, and it isn't fast enough. So even after we get these puzzles done, I am not exactly sure what we are supposed to do. Okay. This, I'm pretty sure, is a bug, and therefore I feel obligated is a good word, obligated to solve it. What I don't realize immediately is that those are two different shapes. And because they're two different shapes, they have two different rules. But I don't notice that right away. So I'm trying to pair these things off, and obviously you can't pair them off because they're connected. The purple and the oranges are connected. So I struggle with that for a while, trying to make pairs of things, which is not going to work because it's not about pairs. And then I go back and realize, wait a second, the squares are different colors, the squares have to be separated. I suddenly realize Oh yeah, I totally forgot about this rule. I even go back further and go, what? Because I was a little confused at first. Because it has been, the last I played was Friday. I usually don't play a lot on the weekends, so come back 3 days later and I've totally forgotten that rule even existed, even though it was one of like the first ones we learned. Oops. So there we go. I am back at it, actually knowing what I'm doing now, and it's still not easy, but at least when it's puzzles are a lot easier to do if you are trying to solve them correctly, as opposed to not, because you're never going to get them at that point. That was close, except for the fact that the purple bursts still need to be in pairs. So bursts need to be in pairs. Squares need to be separated. And there we go. Perfect. So with that done, I feel a little better about myself because I felt like I kind of cheated the game there, skipping that last puzzle. The rest is similar, and basically doing the same thing until we get here. And it is actually at this point that I am going to let you guys know I can't solve this puzzle. And the reason is that burst, there's only one of them, and they're supposed to get paired off. So I go back and check every puzzle that we've done here, trying to find a single burst somewhere, but I just can't find it. So obviously the blacks and the whites need to get separated. That much I remember. We've done it before. But the bursts... Oh, another thing I can add to that, which I figure out at some point. I'm going to try and cut this video short, because I don't want you guys to have to watch me try and solve this puzzle for like 10 minutes. So I'm going to spare you guys a little bit of pain. But I will explain a couple things that I learned. I'll give you the quick version. The colors of the bursts and the squares are actually... They matter. So just because you can put the squares and the bursts together, that's normally fine. If they're the same color, they can't be. So I realized that while I was working on this, not because it helped me solve it, I was just looking back at the older puzzles, and you can see I separated the black bursts and the black squares. They can be, normally it's fine. Well, we haven't had another puzzle where this actually came up, but these ones it does. So I had to look around at that and try and figure out what's going on. But at the end of the day, I'm kind of stuck here. I did work around on it for a while, and I'm going to look around off camera again today, see if I can find anything in the environment, because that is sometimes a clue in this game. You look around and you'll find something. But I don't know that that will help. I'm hoping it will. I'm hoping that I won't need a tip from you guys. And I definitely don't want the solution or anything like that. But if you could let me know if I'm even on the right track, that's when I figure out that yes, the colors have to be, if they're the same, they can't be in the same grouping. But if you let me know if I'm on the right track, or better yet, I've had a comment in the past saying, you actually didn't even know that rule yet. That'd be great too. If I have to go somewhere else to figure out what I'm doing, because I haven't learned this yet, let me know that too. That will help a ton. Just so I don't waste my time here. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste your time. So yeah, I would really appreciate a slight tip on that puzzle specifically. Let me know if I'm on the right track, or if I'm way off base, or if I can't even do this yet with my current knowledge. Because it looks like I should be able to. It's not a huge difference. 3 puzzles and then suddenly I'm stuck. I don't know. But anyways, I'm going to cut the video a little bit short here. So again, I apologize for that. I apologize for the voiceover. And while I'm at it apologizing, I will also apologize to anybody watching these that were also watching my XCOM Chimera Squad series. I am actually still trying to play that. I did get stuck on that mission. I've tried more than once now, and it's a bad situation. So bear with me. I will get a video out for that as soon as I can figure out how to beat the level, because I can't re-equip myself or change crew or anything like that. I'm just kind of stuck. So anyways, thank you guys again for watching. I really appreciate your support, especially when you're watching the video like this where there's obviously been technical issues and I'm struggling through it and I don't even know, like this puzzle, literally I was on this puzzle for like 10 minutes. It was bad. I really do appreciate your support. I enjoy making these videos, and I'm glad that you guys are enjoying watching them. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Other than that, though, I am going to spare you the pain of the last few minutes of me frustratingly trying to solve this, and I will see you next time. So, good morning, good night, see you later, and take care. This is Striker, signing out.